Dr. Elena Vasquez stared at the holographic display floating above her desk, her coffee growing cold as the implications of what she was seeing sent chills down her spine. The latest archaeological expedition to Kepler 442b had returned with another artifact, the seventh one in as many months, and like all the others, it bore the same terrifying message. "Computer, translate the Zephyrian script again," she commanded, though she had memorized the words by heart. The AI's voice filled her cramped office aboard the research station Curiosity. Translation reads, "To those who come after us, beware the third planet of the yellow star. The humans guard something far worse than themselves. We chose extinction over discovery. May the cosmos forgive our cowardice?" Elena rubbed her temples. 7 dead civilizations, scattered across the galaxy, separated by millions of years of evolution and thousands of light years of space. Yet they all left the same warning about Earth, about humanity. The door chimed and Commander James Harrison entered, his weathered face grim. "The Council's called an emergency session. They want answers, Elena." "I don't have any," she replied, gesturing at the holographic artifacts floating around her office. The Vorthak Empire, the Crystalline Collective, the hive mind of Andros 7th, civilizations that spanned star systems, possess technology we can barely comprehend, and they all— She paused, the weight of the discovery crushing down on her. "They all killed themselves rather than investigate Earth." Harrison pulled up a chair. "Maybe they were wrong. Maybe they misunderstood something about us." Elena activated another display. Archaeological data from across the galaxy painted a disturbing picture. The Vorthak had been exploring the galaxy for millennia when they encountered Earth's solar system approximately 50,000 years ago. Their final messages spoke of the sleepers beneath the blue world and the burden the young species carries unknowingly. The Crystalline Collective, with their pure energy consciousness, had detected something they called the shadow frequency emanating from Earth's core. Their last transmission, dated 30,000 years ago, contained mathematical proofs that Elena's team still couldn't fully understand. Equations that apparently demonstrated why approaching Earth would doom all sentient life in the galaxy. "Look at this," Elena said, pulling up the Zephyrian data. "They were the most advanced civilization we've ever discovered. They could manipulate spacetime itself, create pocket dimensions, even achieve a form of immortality. But when their deep space observers detected humans developing language and tools, they initiated something they called the Great Silence. The hologram showed the final moments of the Zephyrian homeworld. Billions of energy beings, each one a masterpiece of evolved consciousness, voluntarily dispersing themselves into cosmic background radiation rather than risk whatever revelation Earth might bring." Harrison leaned forward. "But what could humans be guarding? We didn't even know these civilizations existed until now." Elena's fingers danced across the control interface, bringing up Earth's geological surveys. "That's what terrifies me. We're not consciously guarding anything. Which means—" She paused, the implications hitting her like a physical blow. "Which means whatever we're protecting is something we evolved alongside. Something so integrated into our existence that we don't even recognize it. The newest artifact, recovered from the ruins of the Ethereal Republic, contained the most detailed warning yet. These beings had existed as pure thought for millions of years, capable of processing information on quantum levels. Their final message spoke of the equation that unmakes reality and the formula that dwells in human genetics, waiting for the universe to become complex enough to understand it. The pattern is always the same," Elena continued, her voice barely above a whisper. "Each civilization reaches a certain level of advancement, develops faster-than-light communication, begins exploring the galaxy. Then they detect Earth, study humanity for decades or centuries, and suddenly choose mass extinction over continued existence." Harrison stood up, pacing the small office. Maybe they were cowards. Maybe whatever they found isn't as dangerous as they thought. Elena shook her head. The hive mind of Andros 7 weren't cowards. They conquered death itself, turned their entire species into an immortal collective consciousness. But their final broadcast spoke of humans as the unwitting jailers of entropy's end. They said our species exists as a living seal over something that would undo the fundamental forces that allow reality to exist. The communication panel chimed with an incoming priority message. Elena accepted it, and the face of Admiral Chen appeared on screen, her expression grave. Dr. Vasquez, we've just received a transmission from the edge of the solar system. Something's approaching Earth. Elena's blood turned to ice. What kind of something? Unknown. But the signal structure matches patterns we've found in some of the ancient artifacts. It's possible we're about to meet one of these civilizations that supposedly went extinct. As if summoned by their conversation, Elena's quantum communicator crackled to life with a transmission from deep space. The voice that emerged spoke perfect English, though it carried harmonics no human throat could produce. "People of Earth," the voice said, "we are the observers. We survived when our civilization chose death, watched from the void as species after species made the same choice. We have seen what lies beneath your world, felt the weight of the burden you carry. We come not to harm, but to witness, to see if humanity will be strong enough to bear the truth that destroyed all who came before." Elena looked at Harrison, then at the artifacts floating around her office, testaments to civilizations that had chosen extinction over knowledge. "The truth about what we guard?" she asked the empty air. The alien voice responded, carrying with it the weight of eons. "The truth about what guards you, what has always guarded you, what chose your species as its vessel before your son was born." Elena realized with growing horror that humanity had never been the guardians. They had always been the prison.